Buonasera, serata c'è. Ok. Wonderful, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. We will continue the session, start the session within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Pradeep sir, shall we start the session now?
Yes, we can start maybe in a minute.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Can start, Ashish.
Okay, sir. So, good afternoon, everyone present in today's session. On behalf of Smart India Hackathon team, I welcome our expert trainer, Shri Pradeep Dage, sir, Assistant Innovation Director, Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, and all the candidates to today's online training session. I am Ashish Sharma, your host for today's session. This session has been specially organized to help you understand the today's topic, that is prototyping and rapid MVP development, which will support you in preparing better for SIH 2025. We are honored to have with us our expert trainer Shri Pradeep Dageji, who has extensive experience in this domain. Thank you, sir, for joining and providing training to our candidates. Now, without further delay, I would like to invite our respected trainer, Shri Pradeep Dageji, to begin the session. Pradeep, sir, over to you now.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much. I'll just share my screen before I start. Is it visible? I hope my screen is visible now.
Not yet, no.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Good afternoon, friends. Congratulations for batch 3 students who have received the coming to the topic today, we are going to discuss more on the prototype and the MVP, that is minimal viable product. We'll be majorly focus on the major 3 questions of the prototype and MVP, that is starting with the what, when, and how. As I said, we'll start the discussion with what is mean by prototype at a very much conceptual level, and what are the different categories or the types of the prototype when to apply. And most importantly, the third one is the different methods and the approaches associated with the prototypes and the MVP. That is how. So, dear friends, you might have observed one condition while working on the various projects or the various means that you being as a science students or the engineering students, you may be having the understanding of various scientific methods and the technologies also. So generally what happens that as far as freshers are concerned, being a student uh, is concerned, the students or the fresher used to think that, okay, because I know this technology or that technology, XYZ technology, I can do the fishing along with the whatever available technologies we have. Having said this, we used to use all the weapons associated with this type of assignment, particularly for the fishing. It's an example of a fishing. So if anyone is from the electronics background or the mechanical background or any other structural background, they may be using some the radars or maybe some satellite imaging or the GIS or maybe some web or the various props which will be useful for the fishing purpose. But to be very frank with you, this is not a right approach. When you as an engineer, when you as a science students, when you as a scientific person look to any problem statements or when you look at to any kind of an assignment, so at that time, instead of just applying all the available knowledge to that assignment is not a right approach. So instead of that, what you have to do is you have to just find out a better place where only fishes are available. Just take you letting part where you can find out the place only fishes are available, wherein according to those fishes you can do the fishing with the at least just one hook or the net, whichever is available to you. You need not have to instruments with you, because this will not give you the guarantee and the outcome which actually you are expecting. However, a strategic approach, the lean approach, will definitely give you the right approach. So this is not a right, this left side part is the not a right approach. I request all other members, this session is for the technical mentoring as well as the training. Any operational discussion we will be having after the end of the session. So do not type any kind of a message in the chat box. It will disturb other participants who are carefully listening this session. I respect your enthusiasm. We will discuss this after the end of the session. Now, so coming to the point, this board which you are looking for is a typical strategic and the fresher project, but the fresher where you engineer, you as a scientific student, science students, you have to think about the strategic plan where the sea area belongs to only fish, not the other parts other than the sea fish. So there fishing, and this approach is actually called as a strategic approach for the prototyping purpose, for the initial planning of the prototyping. Now you may be asking that how this is related to the prototype. I'll take you to the prototype also. So whenever you work on the project part, you need not have to apply all your knowledge and all your and the weapons to figure out the solution, but have a strategic plan that what is exactly you are requiring. In this case, you need only fishes, so you have to just use the proper hook and the net, and the area you have to find out where only or the maximum fishes are available. Now, coming to the another point. If you look at what exactly this prototype means, in that case, what I can say is the prototype is nothing but one early or the sample version of the product, the very base version of the product or the service whichever you are offering, or the final concept or the process. So ये क्या होगा, जो भी आप प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे हो, जो भी कंसेप्ट पे काम कर रहे हैं, उसका इनिशियल रफ वर्जन, दैट इज अ बीटा स्टेज or the early version of the project. Example that create before the final product is released. जब भी कोई फाइनल प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में रिलीज होता है, उससे पहले जो भी टेस्टिंग रिलेटेड जो भी आपके पास अवेलेबल stage of the project रहता है, that is what we call as a prototype. Now, what is meant by prototype design? What is meant by alpha product test or the working model? So just to brief you, friends, prototype has many different names like design, the rough stage of the product, trial product, blueprint of the product, mock-up, pilot product, or the working model. So these are the various different names available with the prototype. Having said this, as I said, the prototype is nothing but the dummy version of the end product. जैसे कि मान लो अगर कोई आपको एक नया बिल्डिंग बना, तो नया बिल्डिंग के लिए सबसे पहले आप एक डेमो प्रोडक्ट बनाते हो. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल द प्रोटोटाइप. Same in case of the automotive and the aviation, and same in case of the electronics also. Same is the case of the mechanical engineering also. A basic form of a prototype is a paper prototype. It can start with the paper stages product, which can be sketched, diagram made on a napkin or with the ruler and the link. So these are the stages where the prototype can be conceptualized. Now, having said this, prototype is design thinking process. So the next immediate question comes into the point is that, do we really have the ability to directly work on the ideation stage of the or the design stage of the product or not? Because why I'm asking this question, friends, you are in the final or the grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon. So at that time, just going with the raw mind or the base mind will not work. So what you have to do is you have to come up with the proper ideation plan, that what is your thought, what is the exact problem statement you are trying to present, whatever the solution you are trying to present, what are the one or two minimum one, maximum two different methods are available with you. So whichever the method you are choosing, you have to be very clearly, strategically method also. So it's with the ideation stage always. And as far as ability is concerned, what I feel is that you guys have already competing with other participants and the applicants, and one stage we have already crossed. So I feel at initial level is that yes, ability we have to just nurture it. Now, having a prototype at initial stage is the best way to realize how the end solution looks like. So in case of the prototype, what usually we as an engineer we have to do, or the science students we have to do, is you need to pare down your ideas and go deep down with the scientific and logical thinking first. It's not that okay, I am using, just I have to make the application, so maybe I'll be using the Android resource or the Android platform, or maybe the web platform. It's not. You have to dig down deep down with the scientific logical thinking, so that you can prove your jury members whenever jury comes to you during the grand finale. So at that time you can convince them, you can justify them that what type of scientific and the thinking you come out with this problem, come out with the solution against the problems. That's what I can say. Now, it make ready to design the early solution. This includes the jury maybe will be interested what type of paperwork and the design work you have done. अगर आपका कोई सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन है तो भी आपका पेपर वर्क वहां पे होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू कम अप विद द मॉकअप्स, यू हैव टू कम अप विद द different wireframing design also. If it is your hardware based project or the hardware based problem statement, design for that hardware. So the design at the early version solution is equally important for the Smart India Hackathon. Now I'm slowly correlating these all efforts with the Smart India Hackathon so that you people can understand what exactly the jury members may be looking in your efforts. Okay, so just don't explain that I have used this Flutter, or maybe I have used this XYZ platform, and based on that I have done this. No, you have to justify that based on the available different XYZ platform, I chose this X platform because I found comparatively this is better than this one. When the very next stage is that you have to justify with your design principles also. You have to justify with your early ideation stage also. So what thought and the plan or the idea you are possessing for the solution, that you have to justify. This will also helps to understand the various risk and learn. I will definitely going to ask you what type of risk, other risk are involved in your method. what type of other failure probabilities are involved in your method. And in that case, you have to come up with the comparative analysis. That, for example, if I, okay, so you have to justify how the Java platform for my solution is comparatively better than the other one. This is just an example I'm just passing on to you. Okay, this is a generic example. So in case of the prototyping, the ideation stage with the comparative analysis is very much important to go ahead. So this will what will do is this will try to explain and justify to save the money and the time, because dear friends, you are going to appear in grand finale with the limited time of maybe a 36 hour for the software and days for the hardware, which is very limited time available with you. Okay, so in that case, just to save the time and money, you have to justify with this design work on a paper first, then the comparative analysis for the initial prototyping, so that the jury members shall understand what exactly are trying to come up with the solution, which is actually the outcome or the output for the said problems. Moving ahead is, in case of the different prototype, now that what are the different types of the prototype. So in case of the prototype categories, there are majorly two vertical. One is the low fidelity, one is the high fidelity. Now, how this will be directly relatable to the Smart India Hackathon's problem statement that I also explain one by one. The very first one is, in case of the low fidelity category of the prototype work out on the primary and the core element of the solution requirement for the visualization purpose. Okay, so remember this one. It is initially core element of the solution requirement for the visualization purpose, where in high fidelity, it is more closer to the actual end solution. Okay, so it is very clear that if the low fidelity category prototype is based on the primary and the core basic element of the solution, it take less time to make. Wherein in case of the high fidelity, it, because you are trying to tap the actual end solution, so it involves more compelling and intense testing. So if it is intense testing and more compelling, obviously it will take more time to create also. Okay. Now, in case of the low fidelity, initially you have to start with the drawing and the digital copy, for example. Okay. Now, you have to take a call that whether you are directly tapping with the high fidelity approach or the low fidelity approach. Clear to you, the solution understanding is very much clear to you, then I would request you that you start working on the low fidelity part, starting with the basic requirement, and during the grand finale, you start to touch upon the actual end solution which is required from the PS. That is the problem statement. So it is completely your call that what type of approach you have to adopt, whether it is low fidelity limited to digital copy and the drawing, or high fidelity, which is comparatively more closer to the actual end solutions. The categories of the prototype, there are different methodical approach also. So what are these? What are those approaches? The very first one is the storyboarding. The next one is, third one is the paper prototype. Fourth one is the lab, and the last one is the simulation or the mini viable products, etc. Now, as name implies, the prototyping methods starting with the storyboarding initially, that make sure to explain what exactly the problem statement is, and against this problem statement, what is the solution available with you, and to achieve that solution, what type of process or the method, sorry, not method, but process or the approach you are paper, so that one storyboarding will be automatically get created. Next one is that if it is related to the software category, then I would suggest, dear friends, directly instead of working on the paper, you have to come up with the everyone knows about what is meant by wireframing, what is meant by mockup. Okay, so there are different platforms are available wherein they will help you to create the wireframing of the application which you would like to develop. In case of the hardware problem statements, create the mockup or the wireframe as and when necessarily demanded by the respective problem statement. That call you have to take. Okay, we will be taking how it can be helpful for the hardware also at the end of the session. Next one is the paper prototype. You have to come up with the design. अगर मान लो कोई हार्डवेयर पे बच्चा स्टूडेंट काम कर रहा है, okay? So in that case, you have to come up with the design. Let us say, for example, if you are an automotive engineering student or maybe a mechanical engineering student, so एक आपको machine बनाना है. So that machine design come up with on a paper first. So this will save your time, dear friends. In case of the software, instead of prototype, you directly jump to the wireframing or the mockup so that juries will understand कि उनको आप लोगों से exactly क्या चाहिए. And you will be also in a position to justify your jury member के हम आपको exactly क्या समझाना चाहिए. So that at the very start of the session, the juries will understand, okay, this team ID or this team is working on X part of the solution. This Y team is also working on X part of the solution, but with the different setup of approach. As your grand finale hours exceed, move ahead, then you can start working on the lab prototype and you show your lab prototype or the working POC to your jury members along with the facility of the show them with the lab POC or the lab prototype with the simulation results or at least the MVP, that is called the minimal viable product, etc. So this approach, dear friends, you take a screenshot of this one. You have to follow during your grand finale so that jury member will understand, okay, this is a very professional practice these students team are actually following for the solution building. Now, build solution is also part of your approach. So once you come up with this simulation or the MVP, you have to start building the application so that you can test it properly for the easy usage and the working possibility of the end product. ताकि कुछ भी करके at the end of जब आपके स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन के लास्ट के 2-3 hours बचे होंगे, so at that time the jury members shall expect from you that whatever the product or the project has to be tested in maybe in a real time or maybe in a the limited context environment, so that they will understand whatever the solution you are proposing, this is adhering with the problem statement with minimal failures and the minimal risk. Okay, so they will be expecting this from you during your solution building of the prototype. Now I'll give one example कि आप मुझसे बोल सकते हो कि सर ये स्टोरी बोर्डिंग से लेके सिमुलेशन और टेस्टिंग तो समझ में आ गया, बट मेनी टाइम बिटवीन the output and the outcome. So that output and outcome kind of a confusion I can explain with the help of the MVP, that is called as a minimal viable product, and this directly targets to the high fidelity. Remember friends, though you starts with the low fidelity the drawing, but remember you have to touch upon the high fidelity category, means you have to come up with the solution whose output will be closer to the end solution or the end product. Now the end product, I'll give one example over here. The end product is, let us say डिजाइन अ व्हीकल दैट कैन कैरी 1 to, सिंपल सा फंडामेंटल है यहाँ पे। मैं आपको एक थॉट दे रहा हूं। क्या थॉट है मेरे पास कि 1 से 5 पैसेंजर्स बैठने चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे एक व्हीकल बनाना है। So generally, you being a scientific student, what you may do is that you may think about a wheel first, then फिर बच्चा क्या सोच सकता है, स्टूडेंट क्या सोच सकता है, that I may think about the 2 wheels, then I will put the platform on that wheel, then I will use the engine and the body, and after that I will use the covers for that body, isn't it? किस किस को लगा? Just can you send a thumbs up so that I will understand you are going with my understanding or not. Okay, very good. So generally, being a student, you can think that, okay, because the problem statement is what, so now I'm going to this problem. Design and build a vehicle that can carry 1 to 5 people. So remember friend, what is the question here? एक तो हमें vehicle build करना है, दूसरा क्या करना है, 1 से 5 people को वो carry करना चाहिए, isn't it? Fine, fair enough. Now, for fresher, this is okay, but you as a engineer, you as a scientific student, this approach is completely wrong. So आप मुझसे पूछोगे कि सर ये अगर approach wrong है, then what is the right approach? So the right approach, I'll tell you. I request everyone to just read out the question again, once again, before I show you the next stage of the solution, that is design and build a vehicle that carry 1 to 5 people. So the real solution is, normal approach says that पहले एक wheel लगाओ, फिर दूसरा wheel लगाओ, फिर उसका body and engine लगाओ, फिर उसका roof लगाओ. So this is a one approach. However, the right approach should be, what you have to do is, you have to build one vehicle who can carry at least one person first. Then you have to think about some improvement in that vehicle. Okay, so that vehicle should need, यहाँ पे अगर खड़ा रहेगा तो वो गिर भी सकता है. So you as an engineer, what you are proposing? You are proposing one handles to give the support and to give the direction of that vehicle. Okay, then you will think that, okay, मेरे जो पैसेंजर है 105 में से पहला वाला जो पैसेंजर है वो गिर भी तो सकता है, तो वो थकान भी तो आ सकती है. Then in that case you are building the vehicle with the seat. Okay, the same 2 vehicles, you have changed the you have made the improvement in that vehicle with the seat and handle. Now again you feel that, okay, this vehicle also पैडलिंग also, तो मेरा पैसेंजर यहाँ पे थक भी सकता है, उसके लेग थक सकते हैं. Then you come up with one small engine, you applied one engine to this vehicle, then you come up with this motorcycle, and then you come up with this car. इसका मैं बेस्ट एग्जांपल देता हूँ फ्रेंड्स. दुनिया में सबसे पहले क्या डायरेक्टली कार आई क्या? नहीं. सबसे पहले such type of platforms have come up as a vehicle. Then this one came. So this is the right suitable approach for the high fidelity as a minimal viable product. As a minimal viable product. Okay, so this should be your approach. Whatever now, again, vehicle that can carry 1 to 5 people. So here you have just thought of, whenever you feel 1 to 5 people, you directly thought about the car and accordingly you started working on that. No, but this is not a scientific approach. Scientific approach is this one. You have carry the 5 people, that is fine, but you have to take care of the every stage of the vehicle. उसमें छोटा छोटा improvement करके ही वो आगे जाके आपका prototype product में convert होगा. That is called as a right approach, right scientific approach, and this approach is called as a minimal viable, so minimal viable product. Okay, so remember this friend. I'll give one more example. Build a ship that can carry multiple passengers. So here what you have to do is, multiple passenger means you have to come up with one small ship who can carry, end product is the multiple passenger, but your effort is, चाहे यहाँ पे एक ही बंदा होना चाहिए, no problem, एक ही passenger होगा, no problem, but at least you should come up with the minimum and viable golden line that at least multiple एक से ज्यादा लेकिन कम से कम एक तो होना चाहिए. So that the approach you should exactly follow. See friend, jury members are not expecting this category from you. Are you getting my point? Jury member are not expecting directly this category from you. But on a flip side, jury member are not also expecting this, but they are expecting this one from you. Okay. Now, how to think about such type of high fidelity, and during the Smart India Hackathon, how we can achieve this high fidelity. So the approach is very simple, dear friend. What you have to focus is you have to just focus on the major three golden steps. One is BML. What is meant by BML? That is called build, measure and learn. So you have to just focus on the initial building. उसको फिर test करो, मतलब measure करो, उससे डेटा निकालो, डेटा क्या क्या रिस्क अवेलेबल आर देयर, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट failure points are available, learn all those and then try to apply your own assumpted ideas for these learnings and again try to build it. So build, measure, take the data and learn. Take the data and learn and again apply your ideas and build. So this approach will help you to come up with the proper prototyping during the grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon. So remember friends, focus on the core feature during the build, measure and learn. So here what was the question friends? The question was to carry 1 to 5 people with the vehicle. So here I as a engineer, I as a Smart India Hackathon's grand finale student or a grand finale innovator, आई एम नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन द फीचर कि उसमें टीवी होना चाहिए, उसमें एसी होना चाहिए, उसमें ये होना चाहिए. नो, द कोर फीचर्स आर व्हाट? इंजन होना चाहिए, 4-5 पीपल कैरी होने चाहिए, व्हील होना चाहिए. सो दीज आर द कोर फीचर्स. रिमेंबर फ्रेंड्स, ओके, focus on the core features, avoid customer which they don't want initially. So here whatever the juries are asking you, so initially try to show them the core features. If the jury says, okay, very good, dear friend, you have tried to achieve, now I want this X improvement in that problem statement, then start working on the other feature part. So take the data, learn it, and then again apply. So deploy at early adapter. Remember friends, jury will be happy if you come up with the initial prototype. They may ask you as per the problem statement that you work on that other feature. So this is that you have to understand. So what are the different benefits of the early prototyping? So at that part, the early prototype always give you the less risk of the cost. That is fine. But as soon as you move towards the launching, at that prototyping may take you to the too late category or the risk category also, and at that time the cost is also going to increase during the launch. But if you apply the strategic approach, so at that time initially the cost may be higher, the project risk may be higher, failure hone ka wo higher hai, that I understood. But as soon as you build your prototype, you make the number of test cycles, so the project risk is going to less with the low cost also. So remember friends, initially चाहे ज़्यादा effort लगे, थोड़ा time लगे, that is fine, absolutely fine. But you come up with the core features of the prototype, then start testing these prototypes so that your risk will be minimal at the end of the grand finale, that is Smart India Hackathon. I hope you understood my point. Okay, so don't do any kind of shortcuts. कोई AI tool से ज़्यादा shortcut करके बनाने का कोशिश मत करो. Don't use the low hanging prototypes which will be helping you to create the websites or the application. Start building your applications or your solution by your own, so that at the end of the last hours of the hackathon, the risk will be less during the testing. Okay. Now, prototype, many friends and my other students have asked me that, sir, many times we used to get in the dilemma of what exactly the prototype and what exactly is not the prototype, because both of the things we found are the prototype only. So remember, friends, what is meant by prototype and what is not the prototype or the MVP, that I shall explain. Remember, friends, prototype is designed to change the world by trying the new ideas. You have to apply the new ideas. It is not directly about कि भाई मेरा solution से profit मिलेगा या loss होगा. No, you did not have to think about उससे profit मिलेगा या loss होगा, because you are working on prototype. You are not working on product. Remember, friends, जब आपका प्रोडक्ट का बात आएगा तब प्रॉफिट होगा या लॉस होगा वो देखा जाएगा. बिजनेस का बात आएगा, टाइम द जूरी मेंबर विल आस्क यू वेदर इट इज लॉस मेकिंग और द प्रॉफिट मेकिंग. राइट नाउ यू आर मेकिंग द प्रोटोटाइप, so you have to think about how your prototype is going to change the world or going to resolve the problem statement with your new ideas. Similarly, the prototype is supposed to solve the real problem. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके जूरी मेंबर को आपको इंप्रेस करना है इसलिए आप सॉल्यूशन बना रहे हैं. नो, द जूरी मेंबर्स आर वेरी मच एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन्स. They know which team is trying to impress them, and they know which team is actually trying to solve the problem. Okay, so don't any kind of the any kind of creative pitching or the creative sentence making to just to impress the user or impress the jury member. But before, instead of that, just focus on how your prototype is trying to solve the real problem. It is the problem that makes an MVP viable. Okay. So don't work on the prototype just to impress the juries or the user. Prototype is to build and learn the user feedback. The more feedback you will get from the juries in the initial 6 hours, remember, you are on a very much right track. Okay. And it should not supposed to be at the end of product. पहले 1 या 2 second hour में ही अगर आप बोलोगे कि ये मेरा product बन गया है and this approach or that approach, so they will immediately understand, okay, that you are not working to solve the problem, you are not working or making efforts to learn from the problem, but here you are just trying to impress them. You are just directly jumping to the end product. That means you may be not having that much of expertise or the strategic understanding. So this impression don't give to the jury members. So prototype is more minimal than you think. Remember, friend, prototype बहुत छोटा चीज होता है. Okay, working stage में होता है. It is to learn the user feedback with the small investment of your efforts, small investment of your ideas, small investment of your approaches and your different scientific comparisons also. Okay. So it is not to carve the stone. Remember, कोई बड़ा माउंटेन को कार्व करके उसको स्टोन करके मूर्ति बनाना आपका एंगल नहीं होना चाहिए. Instead of that, just focus on your ideas and accordingly just go ahead with the probable solutions and the approaches you have. So prototype is about this one, not about this one. Okay. So remember, friends, this is a very important aspect of the prototyping. Now, just to help you, dear friends, how the prototyping is used to measure is based on the TRL stages. That is called as the technology readiness level. Okay, so this TRL level is on the scale of 1 to 9. First 3 stages, stage number 1 stage, that is TRL1, TRL2, TRL3 is at research and the ideation stage. 4, 5, 6 is for the actual development and the testing, and the last 3 are the deployment. So I'll show you the technology meter. That jury member will try to understand what exactly you are trying to pitch to them. Directly you are trying to demonstrate the system with the validation, or initially you are trying to tell them about the ideation अंडरस्टैंडिंग विद द टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर्मुलेशन, क्या कौन कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजी आप इसमें यूज कर रहे हो एंड हाउ इट इज यूजफुल वगैरह वगैरह. ओके, देन slowly you are moving to the small scale and large scale type of approach, and then the validation and production, so that jury member will understand that what exactly you are trying to pitch them. Okay, so just focus on this parameters that you have to go ahead with this approach, that is ideation, then prototyping, building, and the testing of that prototype, and then the production also. Okay, it is not expected that in the grand finale the production stage you should achieve, but at least the prototype stage with the testing you should achieve. Okay, so this is expected from your side. Now, so TRL, what I was talking about is nothing but it is a technology readiness level. It is one kind of an approach to access the maturity of the particular project or maturity of the particular idea or the technology which you have adopted in your problem statement based solution. Okay, जो भी आप solution वहां पे pitch कर रहे हो उसके लिए. It enables the innovators, researchers, analysts, and the stakeholder to evaluate the feasibility and validity of adopting in a new technology. So this is very much important, dear friends. So remember this point. This is very much important. You can take a screenshot also of this. So understanding TRL is critical in identifying the optimal level of investment for further development. Okay. May I ask you that what exact idea you have applied for the upcoming solution or the proposed solution? So you have to be very much clear in your ideas and your approaches, referring to this TRL levels. Now, I was talking about the TRL. I did discuss about the prototype. What are the different types of prototype? What approach you have to follow? That everything I follow. Now, coming to the point is, next one is the various project management tools or the project management platforms. So बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि so at that time you are working in a team, so data sharing and the entire project management activity also needs some strategic operation. So there are few PM tools are available, project management tools are available, starting with the Airtable, Avaza, Backlog, ClickUp, FlowUp, FreeCam, Task. So based on that, depending on your requirement and organization, you can choose any of the project management tool according to your requirement. If it is more data related, then I would suggest you to focus on the Airtable, and task related, then the Airtable and FreeCam. If it is more technical data sharing or the technical demonstrations are there, then the teamwork projects you can use, or maybe the ClickUp also you can use. So every PM tool has their different specification. You can take a screen slide. So it has a different specification, starting with the number of free users available, number of projects you can create at free and the paid, what are the different memories and the storage available against the each PM tool, upgrade, who is suitable for whom. For example, for initial project planning and deployment, these tools are available. Wherein for the work management, क्योंकि आप स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकेथॉन में आपका टास्क बहुत से होंगे, so you may be de-shouldering some of the tasks to your other team members. So at that time, work management or the task management is very much important. So you can use either of the project management tool just for the proper task management or task balancing or the work balancing, so that सबको clarity होगी कि कौन कहाँ पे क्या काम कर रहा है, कौन से stage पे है, आपको भी आसानी हो जाएगा. Okay, so you have to, at that time you have to think like a manager that okay, your team members are working as per your idea syncs or not. Okay, so this was from my side, dear friend. I tried to make it very much concise so that you should not lose the main tone and the motto of the prototyping and the MVP. Apart from this, if you have any question to ask, I would be happy to answer you, dear friends. So I'm Pradeep. Now I pause my session over here and we will discuss about the questions and answers if you have any. The floor is open for the discussion. Anyone is having question? You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Yes, Ananya. As far as the result is concerned, we will take at last, but initially some technical and the topic related questions we will take. Mr. Vishal Patil, you are available? If not Vishal, then Sasidhar, Yaru Sasidhar. Any question related to the smart but initially 1-2 questions will take about the. Yes, Om Prakash, you unmute yourself. Yes, Mr. Om Prakash. Ashish, will you coordinate to unmute the people whoever has raised the hand?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Now.
Yes, Om Prakash.
Sir, I just had a doubt that how we are going to judge our MVP on, like, what are the metrics we can judge that our MVP it's good for the right now.
I told you that for that MVP you have to start with your design and wireframing first. Show this to the jury member. Thereafter, after the wireframe or the design paperwork, whatever the story building you have done, based on that you come up with the working proof of concept as per the scientific principle. Just show them that according to the scientific principles, this is a proof of concept, and based on that proof of concept, you have some testing on that same proof of concept. Your prototype you can show to your jury member. So this will give you the minimal viable product.
So, like, while showing them the prototype, like wireframing, does we have to also explain the tech stack we are using, or we just have to show about wireframe and how we are going to
Initially,
develop
you
them?
show the wireframe, no problem. But if the jury member deep down in that wireframing, so at that time you explain the technicalities. But initially, just make sure that the jury member will understand what exactly you wanted to make. So once they understood, okay, you are making X, not X plus 1, then they will ask you the question related to X only.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Ananya.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yes,
Uh,
we'll give
actually-
chance to Ananya first. One by one we'll give. Yes, Ananya.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I had a question. According to the instructions I've read, we'll have 3 rounds of judging, correct? That is day 1 evaluation, midday evaluation, and day 2 final evaluation. My question is, day 1 evaluation, we'll show them the low fidelity prototype. I got that. My question is, we'll keep making improvements in the other 2 prototypes till the final day, right? Will they come from the jury members, or are we to suggest them and then make the developments accordingly?
First, in the very first hour or the second hour of the evaluation, dear friend, this is a very important question. I request everyone to carefully listen this. There are 3 types of evaluations are going to happen. At the very start of the evaluation, 36 hours ले रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, not for the hardware. Initially 36 we'll discuss. Software edition I'm saying. At the start of the Smart India Hackathon, okay, that is a day 1. Here on the same, either the day 1 midnight, okay, or maybe the day 2 early morning, okay. This is the second round of evaluation, and the third evaluation is just before the 36 hour. So maybe वो 34th hour या फिर 35th hour में भी हो सकता है, okay. So at that time, initially whatever the problem statement you have, I cannot take one example of the problem statement, but average, whatever the problem statement you have, pick out the basic requirement of that problem statement. And that basic requirement initially at the initial round of the screening, you pitch to your jury members. That for example, जैसे मैंने example अभी आपको बताया कि मुझे बताया गया कि initially just tell them that I am building a vehicle who can carry the 5 people, that is fine. But initially I am focusing on a vehicle at least who can move the object from one side to the another side, ताकि juries को clear हो जाए कि ये ऐसा vehicle location पे कर सकता है. So start working on that so that jury will understand. Now you tell them, sir, in the next 6 hours or the 5 hours, now we will be working on object movement is fine, but along with that we'll be working on the various load balancing also, that so that the passenger or the object will not fall from the vehicle, and it will have some brake system, it will have some turning systems like that. Okay. And the last one is the actual out of 5 people, if you cannot able to meet, then at least the minimum 3 to 4 people if you can make it, that 3 से 4 people जा सकता है उस vehicle से. So the jury member will understand, okay, the target was of 5 people, but somehow उन्होंने at least ऑटो तो बना लिया, मतलब 3 people को तो carry कर रहा है वो. Okay, so that is understandable. Okay, so that way you have to go ahead, but initially you have to put everything on a paper or maybe a software so that the jury will understand with the low fidelity approach. I hope I tried to
Thank you, sir.
touch upon this. Yeah.
Sir, this
Any
is
next
Vimal
question?
Shastra. I'm having some queries.
Yes, Mr. Vimal.
Could you please tell me, they will, we read that they will provide some basic materials. Is there is any amount cost limit for that, sir?
If it is a hardware, then up to 20,000 rupees of the consumables you can use. But for that, you have to submit your bill of material.
Sir, we are belonging to software category, sir.
Software, then 20,000 of the capping is not applicable. उसमें आपका कोई ये कंज्यूमेबल का उसमें आपका बिल ऑफ मटेरियल नहीं है. बट उसमें भी आपको अगर फिर से कोई खर्चा है, then what I would say is you write to my team. Ashish, if you can listen to me, just ask Nitin. हमारे यहाँ हम जहाँ से आपको मेल आईडी पे आपको शॉर्टलिस्टिंग का मेल आया ना, जिस मेल आईडी से, to that mail ID you just write to them. But remember friend, for software there is no funds available for the expenditure on the other resources, so that you have to manage. But
Okay, sir.
hardware के
Sir,
लिए 20,000 तक हम
Sir,
ले
I have a
can you
question.
please
when we can leave the campus, sir, after the completion of SIH finals? So we are belonging to software category. So we have in 36 hours hackathon. After that, when we can leave, sir? So I read in mail that we can leave after 1 day, but which is a limit constraint time period, or we can leave after only 1 day.
See, suppose today evening if the software edition concludes, okay, then tomorrow morning maximum you can leave.
Okay, sir.
about
Thank you,
the
sir.
budget
I
constraints?
have a question. We are from Kolkata
Sir,
actually,
about
and
Wait. Vimal, your point is covered. Okay, next. Aditya.
Hi, sir.
yes,
This
sir.
is Shakina.
actually I am
Sir,
from our
Will
team
can
is
this
from
is
Kolkata,
this is
and
Vishal.
it is
Can we
very
just talk about the budget
difficult for
constraint
us
about
to.
the product?
Ashish,
Uh,
will you please coordinate? Don't unmute everyone. Just unmute one by one. Yes,
sir,
Mr. Vishal.
actually, our
Yes, sir.
team is from
Aditya, please hold
Sir,
Kolkata.
on. Hold on.
I
Give
I
chance
want
to
to
you,
ask about
Aditya.
the budgetary constraints. Suppose we are prototyping a hardware prototype, and a component is itself costing like 10 or 15,000. Some of the components are like very expensive. So how can we manage it under the budget, or
So I
can we
told
like
you
add
that
our money
20,000
to
is
it?
the capping. I told you that 20,000 is the capping.
Sir, but the essential components like they are pretty expensive. So.
No. 20,000 is the capping. You being an engineer, you have to apply your approaches, and you can use up to 20,000. If it is going beyond the 20,000, then in that case you have to take your own personal call. However, in most of the cases, what I observed is whichever the center you have, in that center, because it is a hardware, in that center generally laboratory equipments are available. So अगर आपको कोई दिक्कत होती है तो वहां से भी आप वो ले सकते हो, कोई बात नहीं है. But
Okay,
you have
so
to be very clear with your bill of
it
material.
just means ki if we rent it out or we arrange it, so that won't be counted in that expense now. It's just what you buy that will be counted.
See, at the end of the day, you have to show us the material for the 1,000. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. This is
Your
Shakina.
expense is more than
So-
Hello.
20,000
Sir,
that
actually-
you manage,
Hi,
but we
sir.
will
This is Rahul.
reimburse up
Sir,
to.
I have been trying to
Wait,
speak
wait.
for
Sir, I
quite
have
some
a
time.
question about.
Hi,
Mr.
sir. This
Aditya,
is
let me
Shakina.
answer first to this query. If your bill of material, whatever you are submitting, even if it is a 30,000 or 40,000, we will reimburse only 20,000.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
Hi,
Aditya,
sir.
now coming to
This
your
is
point.
Sir, I have one question, and I've been trying for quite some time. Actually,
please.
our team got shortlisted, and we have been shortlisted in the third list, and our center has been given in Mysuru. But as we were looking on the train and all those things, it is not available. Is there any way we can change that
No.
venue?
No. I got your point. Mysuru, if it is a location allotted to you, then the respective ministry who has given the problem statement, they have confirmed this, and you have to reach the location. If by any way, if you are unable to come, then in that case, you have to show that you are not available for Smart India Hackathon in a mail.
Sir, actually,
Hello,
okay,
sir.
thank you.
This is Shakina from Israel, sir. My query is,
Yes.
we have been allocated, we have been mentioned that we can bring both the mentors along with us. Is that mandatory to bring both the mentors along with us, or is anyone if available, will it be okay?
Either of the one is also okay.
Okay, so thank you.
Sir, actually, our nodal center has sent. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
already is shortlisted in the form of waiting list only, where
Your voice is
for
not
our
clear.
for our problem statement, we are having a sixth place, that means waiting list we are there. So is there any chance to get to the shortlisted?
Please. Any other voice is not clear,
Sir,
my friend.
actually, sir, am I audible?
Sir, can I have the same doubt, sir. Can I convey it?
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, the doubt is our team is under waitlisted category. And how do we come to know if we have been shifted to shortlisted category?
See, right now, I cannot comment. The reason is that whoever is already shortlisted in your category, if they back out, if they show that we are not available, then maybe the waitlisted students shall go. Generally,
Actually,
I'll tell you, generally, for one problem statement, only 5 teams used to compete for the grand finale. But however, let me complete first, my friend. However, in the interest and the different application, the flow of applications we received, in the interest, we have also found that some of the team members at the 11th hour, they used to send a mail that we are not available for the grand Smart India Hackathon grand finale. So at that time, we have made this as a backup team, that is short waitlisted team. So they will be given a chance. So whether they'll be getting a chance or not, that right now I cannot assure you. Okay, just wait for some time. Okay, if any shortlisted team member shows that okay, they have some challenge, like someone has shown me that to the Mysuru I have some challenge and all. So usually people send the mail to us. So at that time we respect their challenge and we give the chance to the another team.
Sir,
sir,
actually,
actually, our
in
nodal
the
center
result
has
from
actually
batch one,
decided.
just a second, let me complete. Sir, actually, some of the results from the batch one, there were 6 teams as shortlisted. So I had the same doubt whether we will be getting 6 teams entrance or not. So in that case also we would
That
get
6
into
teams has been
shortlisted.
shortlisted. That means the respective ministry's requirement is there. That's why accordingly done. Usually 5 to 6 teams. In fact, in some of the projects, only 4 teams we have selected. Okay. So it is completely depend on respective ministry's problem statement requirement. So accordingly we have selected.
Sir,
So
So
then
actually
sir,
our model
should I
center has been
wait
decided.
for just further 2 to 3 days last?
Yes, sorry.
Because so we have 18 to 17 days from now for the final hackathon. So I was just asking how long should we wait for the waitlisted one? Like 4 5 days or till 1 week? Like
See,
how much
if you are in
should we
wait
wait?
listed, then I would request you to please wait. If your chance is confirmed, then my team shall send you the mail accordingly.
Sir,
Right now,
Okay,
actually,
thank
I
you.
can give this much of answer only to you.
sir, actually our team center has been decided
Sir,
to be head up.
so
Yeah, Om Prakash, just hold on. Yeah, any other question?
on my team got
mentioned that
waitlisted, sir. So
Wait, we'll go alphabetically. Yes, Anisha.
yes, sir, my team got waitlisted. We got the mail today morning that we're waitlisted, and in the mail it clearly stated that we're not supposed to book our tickets just yet because they're not sure about our team
Correct.
status yet.
Correct.
But then when we've contacted a few previous, our teachers from our college who were
It is
representing.
completely, no, I got your point. But remember, this is completely the situation based now. If the already selected team back out and show the unavailability to appear for Smart India Hackathon, then only the shortlisting team will get a chance.
Sir, but
Sir,
from
is it
our
necessary
PS,
to bring a mentor with the team?
Yes, Kunal.
ఒకసారి కాల్ చేసుకుంటా ఇవ్వు ఫోన్ ఇవ్వు
Sir,
ఒకసారి
on the day of hackathon, what and all should be ready, sir? Like the prototype or the MVP? How much should it be ready, sir, on the day of the hackathon?
I told you that this session was for that only. You have to come up with the low fidelity prototyping, then the high fidelity prototype. Don't directly tell them, okay, if the problem statement is to prepare the, let us say, the Hyderabadi biryani, don't directly show them the Hyderabadi biryani. Just at least show them that you have prepared, you have cooked the rice first. Then you show them that you have added some colors and the masalas. Then you show them that, okay, you have added some chicken or maybe the mutton, or maybe if it is a vegetarian, then the vegetables. Then you show them, okay, this has a something different aroma of the biryani. So likewise, the low fidelity to high fidelity. This session is I took for the same purpose only. That
Sir, and as problem statement is from Punjab, and our center is not yet allotted. When can we expect that to be allotted,
we
sir?
will, by 22nd or maybe 23rd, the session. Whoever has not allotted the center, they will receive a mail accordingly. On a website, we will publish it.
Okay,
Maximum by today is 17th, right? So maximum 24 or 25, we will publish the center.
Okay.
Sir, I have
Sir,
question.
they will publish center in mail or sir. They had published already in website, sir.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Sir,
Sir, I
they
have
had
question.
they had
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ansh,
Sir,
Yeah, sir. Actually, I asked
sir,
to
can I ask my question?
want to ask just only
wait,
one thing that is
are you
necessary
Ansh?
to.
Mr. Ansh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please ask your question and be quick.
Yeah, sir. Yes, I want to ask that our mentors didn't receive any email from the SIH, although they are ready to come with us. So, is it necessary that they should get an email and then only they will be allowed as a mentor in the at the
You
nodal
write to
center?
my team.
Okay, sir.
You write to my team that your mail mentors have not received the mail.
Okay. Also, it is necessary.
Sir, is
Sir,
it necessary to bring at
Which
least
one?
one mentor or like what?
excuse me, sir. Sir, we need to add the mentor details in the website, sir.
Yes.
Sir, and we and another question, sir. So the
बोलते माइक ही बंद कर।
nodal center has already published in website, sir. The same will be provided to us, or they will change any nodal centers, sir. We couldn't
See,
got
if it
any
is already
information about.
published, if it is
Yes, sir.
already published on website, it is not going to change.
Sir, we are doing projects for Higher Education Department of Punjab. They had published that Chandigarh Engineering College is our nodal center. If they will change anything else, sir?
Who is going to change?
There is no change, sir.
No change. If it is published, then it is final.
Okay, sir. They will
Sir,
send the
is
notice
it
and the
Okay, thank
details
you.
to
Thank
mail
you,
us, sir.
Vimal. Any other
सर
question?
आपने बताया सर कि जो विनिंग टीम्स हैं, मतलब जो हार्डवेयर टीम्स हैं, उसको 20,000 रुपीज मिलेगा प्रोजेक्ट बेसिस पे। तो सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि जो टीम
प्रोजेक्ट बेसिस पे नहीं,
जीतेगी
आपका बिल ऑफ मटेरियल सबमिट करने के बाद अप टू 20,000 तक मिल सकता है, वो आपको सबमिट करना है, एंड दैट टू रीइंबर्स होगा, वो भी रीइंबर्स होगा आपको।
अच्छा, मतलब हमें प्रोजेक्ट वापस लेके नहीं आ सकते हम उस प्रोजेक्ट को?
यू कैन कैरी, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट रीइंबर्स होगा माने पहले आपको खर्च करना पड़ेगा, उसका बिल सबमिट करना पड़ेगा।
ओके सर। तो सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि जो टॉप 5 टीमें हैं उनको 20,000 हार्डवेयर बेसिस पे मिलेगा या फिर जो विनिंग टीम है उसको मिलेगा?
मैं समझ नहीं पाया, क्या बताया आपने?
मिनिमम जो कॉस्ट है हार्डवेयर प्रोजेक्ट्स का 20,000 मैक्सिमम, मिनिमम हमारा जितना लगता है, तो वो हमें मिलेगा। तो सर वो टॉप 5 शॉर्टलिस्टेड टीम्स को मिलेगा कि जो हमारी टीम जीत चुकी है उसे मिलेगा?
जो भी ग्रैंड फिनाले में सिलेक्ट हुआ है उन्हें मिलेगा, वो भी हार्डवेयर में।
ओके सर। ओके सर, हमारी जैसे टीम सेलेक्ट हो गई थी ग्रैंड फिनाले में, तो सर वही मेरा क्वेश्चन था।
ठीक, श्योर।
थैंक यू सर।
विनर को तो प्राइज
Sir, I
मिलेगा ना,
have a question.
विनर को तो
Sir,
प्राइज मिलेगा ना, उसको 20,000 तो वो हार्डवेयर के कंज्यूमेबल्स के लिए मिल रहा है, विनर जो होगा उसको तो प्राइज मिलेगा।
यस यस सर, ओके।
Sir, for hardware edition, what would the flow of 5 days program?
प्लीज रीड द वेबसाइट फॉर दैट, क्योंकि बहुत सी चीजें आप ऐसी बेसिक पूछ रहे हो, इसका मतलब आपने वेबसाइट ठीक से विजिट नहीं किया है। ये सारी चीजें प्रॉपरली एक्सप्लेन किया गया है कि 5 दिन में क्या होगा।
sir, I have a question
सर
regarding that.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर।
Sir, I want to ask a question.
Uh,
That is it mandatory that the mentor should be from the college?
कॉलेज और नियर बाय इंडस्ट्री से।
Okay, sir. Thank
और
you.
अगर सर मेंटर ना हो तो?
प्रेफरेबली इंडस्ट्री।
अगर सर मेंटर नहीं हो हमारे टीम के पास, देन क्या करें?
You
जरूरी है
write
क्या
to us,
मेंटर लाना
write
पड़ेगा?
to us, write to us, write to my team.
Is it necessary to bring a mentor from our college?
मैंने अभी बताया आपको कि प्रेफरेबली इंडस्ट्री से देख लेना।
सर अगर मेंटर कोई ना हो तो कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा, नहीं तो हम बिना मेंटर के भी तो कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं अपना जर्नी। जरूरत नहीं है,
इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ राइट टू मेल टू माय टीम। आपके पास जिस ईमेल आईडी से आया है ना मैसेज, उस पे ही आप रिप्लाई करो कि मेरे पास ये स्टेटस है बोल।
हेलो, गुड आफ्टरनून सर। मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था।
Okay, I'll take last 2 question because tomorrow also we have the 2 question we have, and
Sir, this is
आप जो भी
Karthik,
question
sir.
पूछ रहे हो, let me complete. These most of the questions are very much basics and it has been already discussed with the answer on our website. So I request everyone to kindly visit the website thoroughly, go through this so that your answers, you will get the answers according.
Sir,
Last
sir, I have
2
a
question
question.
I'll take.
Sir, please,
जिसने
sir,
क्वेश्चन
I
नहीं
have a
पूछा
question.
वो पूछेगा। हाँ रतुल।
हाँ सर, मेरा सेमेस्टर का एग्जाम है 6 तारीख को, तो अगर ट्रेन पे उठूँ तो वहाँ से बोल रहे हैं कि 35 आवर का जर्नी है, तो मैं जो वहाँ पर पहुँचूंगा फिर 8 तारीख को आफ्टरनून हो जाएगा। अगर थोड़ा सा भी लेट हुआ 8 तारीख को, क्या मैं डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाऊंगा वहाँ से?
That you have to coordinate with your node now.
अच्छा,
Usually
मतलब
हमने
सर,
tell
how
you
to
that you have to
way to
coordinate with
submit
your
the
nodal
BOM
center,
form?
and
हाँ सर।
most importantly we have already shared one letter from the government side that you plan your exams, every university and institute to plan the exams according to the schedule of the Smart India Hackathon, so that there will not be any overlap.
सर मतलब क्या बोलूं?
Sir,
हमारे
if there was an
6 तारीख
overlap, what
को
would be the case?
How and where to submit the BOM form?
सर।
Just a minute, Mr. Ratul, आप समझ
हाँ
गए मैं
सर।
क्या कहना चाहता था अभी?
सर मेरा तो मतलब 6 तारीख को एग्जाम है।
तो
पर
ये 2 चीजें मैंने आपको बता दी। एक तो आपको नोड सेंटर से आपको कोऑर्डिनेट करना है, मैं थोड़ा लेट हो
अच्छा,
सकता हूँ वगैरह वगैरह जो भी है। दूसरा चीज,
अच्छा,
या तो आप आपके इंस्टीट्यूट में पूछ के देखो, क्योंकि वी हैड ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड वन लेटर टू ऑल द इंस्टीट्यूट्स के प्रॉपरली पहले से ही प्लान कीजिएगा आपका एग्जाम बोल के। इसके अलावा भी फिर भी आपको कुछ दिक्कत आ रही है, देन यू हैव द ओनली वन ऑप्शन टू टेक द फ्लाइट। So उसके लिए आप अपने
Okay,
इंस्टीट्यूट से एक बार बात
okay,
कर
okay.
लीजिए.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, if the exams were
Sir, how
overlapping,
and
what
where
would
to
be the
submit
case
the
then, sir?
BOM form?
अभी मैंने वही तो बोल रहा था मैं अभी कि you talk to your institute. We have already shared one letter to the institute principals and vice chancellor that you plan the exam accordingly. And आपकी जो भी अवेलेबिलिटी हो या नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी हो पहले ही मेल पे बता दीजिएगा accordingly.
Sir,
Okay.
मेरा एक डाउट था
Sir, last question, sir.
सर
Hello. Sir, how and where to submit the BOM form?
BOM फॉर्म या तो आप मेल पे भेज सकते हो या वेबसाइट पे भी भेज सकते हो, आपके पोर्टल पे भी भेज सकते हो, आपने जो अकाउंट ओपन किया होगा ना उस पे भी भेज सकते हो, प्लस हमारे ईमेल पे भी भेज सकते हो.
Okay, sir. Should we submit? Okay, sir.
सर
Sir, I need to
ट्रैवल
know how to
रिलेटेड
claim
इशू था.
reimbursement loan.
Okay, thank you very much, friend. Tomorrow फिर से हमारा सेशन है and we will have plus this week only I am planning to have a exclusive session for the question answer only. Okay.
Sir,
लेकिन मैं
good afternoon,
चाहता
sir.
हूँ कि most of the
Sir, one
questions.
last question, sir.
Yeah, no,
Sir, batch
wait,
for
hold
results.
on a minute,
Sir,
please.
I need to know how to claim reimbursement amount, sir.
आप you miss my discussion, dear friend. इसका recording देख लेना YouTube पे, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा. You miss my. In the interest of time, because already 4:15 बज चुका है. इसका आंसर दे चुका हूँ डियर फ्रेंड. अभी तो मैं वही 7-8 बार वही आंसर नहीं दे पाऊंगा कि बीओएम का रिएम्बर्समेंट कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली मैं एक एक्सक्लूसिव सेशन आई एम गोइंग टू पुट फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज and at that time only the question answers will be taking up. There is no technical session. उसका announcement हम जल्द करेंगे आपके लिए. So at that time I request everyone to attend that session. But before that, have some I would say the strategic understanding. Visit to the website. Try to understand the guidelines which are available on website. आपके बहुत से डाउट वहीं पे क्लियर हो जाएंगे. Okay. Still, if you have any doubt, then at that time similar type of session we will be holding in the same week. At that time we'll discuss. Till time, thank you very much. Best wishes. मन लगा के काम कीजिएगा and welcome to the Smart India Hackathon grand finale. Thank you very much.
So thank you everyone for your active participation, and a special thank to our trainer Shri Pradeep Dagiji for sharing valuable knowledge and guidance and made this session wonderful. We wish all SIH 2025 participants the very best for your journey and innovations. Stay motivated, stay creative, and keep innovating for India. We are closing the session now. Have a great day ahead. Okay, thank you, sir.